Since the beginning of time, man has been plagued with one question. Which one's better?
Which one's better?
The Sig or the Glock, I don't know.
Four, five, both hits. That was with the Glock.
Hey, what's going on, shooters? Welcome to the Shooters Resource Channel. Today I'm going to compare two of my favorite competition guns. I've got the Glock 34 Gen 4 configuration. The only thing that's not stock on this gun is I've got a set of fiber optic sights on it, and I've got the Sig P320 XFIVE Legion. This is newer to the market. It has recently won a world championship in USPSA. This one's got a long legacy of winning championships. So let's see if we can see a difference when we run them side by side. To try to track a measurable difference, I'm going to run the 5x5 classifier for IDPA and see if I can see a difference in my splits, my times, and so on and so forth. We'll also run some dynamic drills, and at the end, we'll come to a conclusion. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button for the video and subscribe to the channel. It is greatly appreciated to get any support we can. Today, I want to talk a little bit about Minuteman Patriots. If you guys haven't heard of these guys, they do a great job recording current events and writing articles with great humor and wit. So if you haven't stopped by, go ahead and check out MinutemanPatriots.com. So we've got the P320 XFIVE Legion. This is a tack driver, Max Michel sidearm of choice when he's running these competitions, and he's winning them with it. It's a great pistol. The Glock 34, Bob Vogel's baby, and this thing is amazing as well. I just really wanted to run these things head to head. I know some other folks have already done it, but these are two out of my arsenal that I really enjoy for competition use. And I wanted to see, could I tell a difference by running them? I've got about 10 years experience in engineering and quality and these things, so I like to conduct tests. I haven't really done this yet on the channel, a versus video, but I wanted to go ahead and start with these two because I use them both for a similar situation in the competitive shooting world, and that's for stock service pistol. All right, now when comparing the two pistols, both pistols are amazingly reliable. When it comes to ergonomics, both guns are amazingly ergonomic. They both feel great in your hand. Glock has back straps that are removable, and you can control the length of pull. And the P320 XFIVE Legion has different grip modules that you can get. I think that the actual Legion grip module is just one size kind of fits all, but it's still a great grip module. Weight is a big thing. The Glock 34 weighs 26 ounces with an unloaded magazine in it, while the Sig P320 XFIVE Legion weighs 43.5 ounces. And people say that weight is for recoil mitigation, and you probably need it on the XFIVE Legion because of the higher bore axis. Just in general, I notice I can run that Glock pretty fast, and I think the big part is the low bore axis for sure, and then just the design of the trigger. It's definitely not as light as the X5 trigger, but for whatever reason, the way it's designed, the reset, I can run it faster, and a lot of people say that. Glock definitely takes the cake when it comes to aftermarket amongst the pistols. The P320 series has definitely got a very strong following, especially after being adopted by the military. But you can't beat Glock in terms of price for a spare magazine and just anything, holsters. You're going to find much more Glock aftermarket parts out there. The P320 is a modular design, so you can convert the XFIVE Legion into a subcompact pistol. So that's interesting. And you can get grip modules for it for relatively cheap, $50 by big companies like Wilson Combat. When it comes to accuracy, a lot of people tout that the P320 series is very accurate. I think mechanically both guns are going to be probably equally accurate. In terms of shooting accurate, the trigger plays a big part. In the XFIVE Legion, with its flat face trigger, it's much lighter than the Glocks, so I could shoot the Glock faster, but I could shoot the P320 much more accurate. All hits with the Sig at 722. All right, now let's look at the results. So, these aren't results that you can just take to the bank and it's going to be the same for everybody. This was just what I found, and I only ran about 200 rounds through each pistol, but I tried to do it in as much of a controlled manner as possible. So at 10 yards, I used an average when comparing the Glock 34 to the XFIVE Legion, and that's an average of about 3 strings. And so for most of the categories, from about that 10-yard mark to the 25-yard mark, the XFIVE could beat out the Glock. But as you can see, it's single-digit margins. So it's nothing, that I would say is concrete. There are definitely folks out there that are going to shoot the Glock better. But I did find for me that the Legion was a little more easier to be more accurate at those distances. And then for the 7-yard and 5-yard groups, I just did the best times for these because I didn't run as many strings, and so the average really didn't play out, so I just used the best time. And the Glock really reigned supreme in that closer distance mark, and it's because I could run it much faster and still maintain, an acceptable level of accuracy. So, but again, just to point out, these are single-digit margins, so neither one really beat the other one out by any great amount. But the Glock consistently did perform better within 7 yards. All right, let's get to the conclusion. Now, both of these are really great guns. I don't believe that either one of them are any better than the other. They both have different applications. If you've got the money for the X5 and you're really looking at it and it appeals to you, go ahead and go for it. I think if you're a newer shooter, the XFIVE Legion is going to improve your performance much better than the Glock 34 just because the trigger is a lot easier to shoot without pulling low left. I feel the Glock has a few more uses than the X5. Number one, I've been carrying it recently with a flashlight on it for hunting because it's a gun that I can shoot out to 50 yards real confidently with. It's lightweight, 26 ounces. I don't mind carrying it on my hip. Whereas the XFIVE Legion at 43 ounces, that bad boy sits in the safe until it's time to run competition because it's just too heavy to really just lug around all the time, and sag your pants and all that stuff. So, the Glock is just more versatile in my opinion. So I hope you guys found some value in this comparison of the Sig P320 XFIVE Legion to the Glock 34. If you're in the market for either one, they're both great choices. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.